Vegas, Nevada, doing some deals. And we want to welcome all of you. We're going to get started here in just a minute, how to find deals in today's hot market. This is going to be pretty interactive. We want to hear your questions in a few minutes, and we'll get started. And the big questions we're getting a bunch of them from you, and we want to answer them. This is all about you. You can type in a question in the chat. We'll answer it. You basically hired Chad and I as your consultants for the next 55 minutes, maybe hour or so. We want to cover finding deals again in today's hot market. I'm hearing that from some from folks, from people. Man, I talked to 6 realtors, Chad. They're all saying there's no deals. There's no way to find any investment property. You hearing that from out in the field?
All the time. Oh, yes. Oh, that's all we hear. And I was like, this works everywhere but where you live. That's
right. And we're going to show you some very unique ways to find deals in today's hot market. And also, I will say this, Chad. I mean, we're doing some rehabs and resales and new construction. And there are some markets, some micro markets that are super hot. I mean, we're seeing stuff in Nashville put on the market for $800,000, and we'll get 880. And in like a day or two, we'll get 9 offers in 4 hours on the MLS. We're seeing some stuff. People. I'm here in Denver. People can't find stuff to rent. Same in parts of LA, Miami. Some markets are really hot. And again, we're going to show you how to solve that problem step by step in just a minute. And we're ready to get started, but we'd love to have your questions on chat. Don't be shy. Something basic, something you want to learn. We're here for you. Chad and I are full-time real estate investors. A 1-minute introduction for our new people. A lot of you know me, but this is Chad McCall. He's been a very good friend of mine for 18, 20 years now, Chad?
Man, it's like every time it gets longer. Who knows? I mean,
I started real estate in 1994.
2 decades. How about that?
Yeah. Chad started when he was like 15 in North Carolina. He's been involved in thousands of deals, helped hundreds of students become extremely successful. He's an active investor. Chad, how many deals do you think you have in the pipeline right now? Be conservative.
I would say just personally, 30 plus this week, right now going. Yeah.
So me and my company, personally, my group, directly have about 9 deals going right now. Rentals, rehabs, Airbnb, container homes, tiny homes, wholesales, commercial. Got a mine we're refinancing this week or next week. To me, it's all just real estate numbers. Want to welcome our Smart House people. Great group, great company, great software. Want to welcome our Wealth Academy of students, folks that have looked into some of our courses. I hope you're enjoying them. Let us know if you need anything. We're doing this once a month. Want to welcome some of our Project X students who are in our advanced program who are doing deals with us, and we're showing them how to do deals. So we're doing deals all the time. So the market's so hot, what should I do? There's no inventory. I'm hearing that. By the way, I've heard that, Chad, pretty much every day since 1994. Now's not the time to do real estate, but let's get right into it for our people here. We don't want to waste any time. Welcome aboard, everybody. And we're also recording this. So some of you will hear this later. I want to welcome you. Let's get right into it. Yesterday, I've got 2,000 international students, many of them from Israel, Russia, Africa, who are closing between 150 and 350 deals a month. I know, Chad, with our USA projects, they're closing a bunch of deals as a group and individually. They're always making offers. And I'm hearing this all the time. Hey, I'm in Miami. I live in Medellin, Colombia. There's no deals. It's too hot. You can't find anything. Give it up. Hang it up. Can't find any deals. And my question is, and Chad, I'd like your input on this before we show them how you're finding deals step by step, how I'm doing it so they can just copy it, is I always ask them, who are you hearing that from? And they'll say, 4 realtors told me yesterday. And we love realtors. I mean, Smart House has great ways to get great deals from realtors. They got some really good software. I use it. It works. I've got realtors on my team who find me deals. I've got realtors help me sell deals. I'm not a realtor, never have been. I did have part ownership of Remax. And the real estate agents are in the retail real estate market. They're on the multiple listing service. There are deals there. But most sellers in the world are not motivated. Would you agree with that, Chad? Most sellers are not motivated.
Well, no, and it's so crazy when you start talking about where motivation comes from. I created this thing where I would call it like a motivation curve, because there's numerous things that motivations people are going to get. at certain points in time, based on your conversation, they get more motivated than other times. And a lot of people don't realize, like, sometimes when someone's in foreclosure, they're not motivated until later in the foreclosure process, or in probate deals, they're not as motivated to sell the property because they don't have the deed to the property. It's not titled in their names. So they can't really, sell you the property technically right during, early in the process. So a lot of people just go after the wrong type of deal at the wrong time. Timing creates motivation.
Great point, Chad. And here's what I'm saying. I love what you're saying is that on the multiple listing service, and let's talk about this for just a minute. There are deals there, but I always tell people, if you want to really make a lot of money, get out of your head and your client's head. So there are hot markets right now. I understand, where a realtor will say, your house is in good shape. We can put on the market at $400,000 on Monday, and we're going to get 8 offers or 10 offers at 420, 450, 480. There are those markets. And I'm not really buying in those. That's not the whole country. And the next question, who are you talking to? So let's talk about this for just a minute. Most of our deals are off market. We do get some from realtors. We love realtors. And the reason is expectations. A realtor, someone wants to sell a house, and they're going to go on the internet and Zillow and some other websites and get a guesstimate on their house, and some are accurate, some are not. Let's say that their house is worth, the average national is about $320,000 now, depending on what city you're in. Every micro market's different. And they're going to call a couple of realtors, one they met at their party, at church, one they know. Maybe they'll go to the internet from Zillow and get a recommendation, that one who's advertising. And the first realtor is going to say, listen, I'm going to do a broker's opinion of value your house. And what do you think it's worth? 320. Well, I think it's worth 350 because the market's going up. And I like to list for 370 because the market's hot. Maybe we'll get a motivated buyer, and the interest rates are low, and inventory's only 2-3 months now. And I'll list it at 370. Then they call another realtor. Hey, the market's really hot. I think I listed at 380. And then they call me. A friend of mine a guy I know came up with his name, stealmyhouse.com. You can steal it if you want. The lazy realtor, and say, listen, I've done a broker's opinion of value. I think your house is worth 318. But with the discounts and some repairs that you need, let's just blow it out at 305 and close it in a week or two, and not negotiate. Well, who's going to get that listing every time? And a realtor should get full retail value. The problem is they've set expectations in the head of the seller of 370, 350, 380. It's a hard river to swim up. Chad, I know you bought off the MLS. I like the MLS. Are any of the deals you have now off the MLS?
Yeah, of course. I mean, what's interesting about that, Robert, is a lot of the deals I put on the MLS. It's cool that I'm doing right now as well, because a lot of people may think this isn't a big deal out there in the real estate world, but I'm doing a lot of short sales right now. When I say active deals going earlier, you asked about 30, but I didn't count my short sales as active deals. I probably have around 60 of those going right now at the same time.
Now, are those you've made offers on, or those you've got under contract and are reselling?
Those I have under contract. I'm negotiating with the bank, and they're put right back out on the MLS while I'm negotiating.
There's going to be a lot more short sales. So let's talk about that. How are you finding them?
I could be inundated with that type of lead source right now. And a lot of times people say, there's no market, there's no properties out there. Well, regardless of what the market does, everyone, there's still bad money managers. There's still people that go through death, divorce, disease, everything you could possibly think about. That does not change. What is your marketing strategy? What are you doing? We don't just all of a sudden have people live to 200 years old in the United States, right? There's a lot of reverse mortgages that are default. I mean, they're just people that are in bad situations. But we can go on and on with the ability to find good deals. But right now, there's tons of availability for people that don't have a lot of equity in their homes, and the margins are really tight. They ran into tough times when they just purchased homes in the last 2 years, and they need to get out of the property, and they don't have enough time to list the property on the MLS. Even though the market's hot, Robert, it's still averaging over 55 days. And that's in the most competitive markets in the country. You still are averaging 55 days to get the deal closed. That's going to push people into the foreclosure period. And sometimes the individuals can't do that, especially bankruptcy. I can go on and on about bankruptcy deals of how people, are designed to fail, but there are markets, there are properties everywhere. So
let's get real specific. I'm going to go first, and then I want you to say step by step, a real deal, so people can copy and paste how to find them, how to analyze them, how to fund them. We're here to show you how to be successful in today's hot markets. So I'm going to tell you what I do. Every Sunday, and this is too simple, my apologies. I'm finding great deals two ways. And I'm gonna get a lot of resistance from you. And I'd like to answer your questions about this specifically. So every Sunday, excuse
competitive markets in the country, you still are averaging 55 days to get the deal closed. That's going to push people into the foreclosure period. And sometimes the individuals can't do that, especially bankruptcy. I can go on and on about bankruptcy deals of how people, are designed to fail, but there are markets, there are properties everywhere, everywhere.
So let's get real specific. I'm going to go first, and then I want you to say step by step a real deal so people can copy and paste how to find them, how to analyze them, how to fund them. We're here to show you how to be successful in today's hot markets. So I'm going to tell you what I do. Every Sunday, and this is too simple, my apologies. I'm finding great deals two ways, and I'm going to get a lot of resistance from you, and I'd like to answer your questions about this specifically. So every Sunday, some Saturdays or Sundays, I'm very busy. I have about 7 companies, 2 foundations. I'm on a speaking tour. I'm doing lots of deals. I block an hour and 20 minutes. I'm a big believer in setting a goal, like Chad just said, and blocking time. That's what we teach our students. And I don't care whether you got 2 hours a week or 50. It's not about being busy. It's about being efficient. Like Chad just said, marketing strategy. Write that down. Think about it. So mine is very simple. We have Chad has over 100 ways to find deals. I've got 58. We kind of work together. I'm going to give you a couple of them that work right now. And the question is, you might have heard about it, but are you doing it? So I block an hour and 20 minutes. I take 15 minutes and I look for wholesalers. I just did it in Tampa last weekend. I took 15 minutes. I went to myhousedeals.com. I love Smart House. I use that too sometimes. There's millions of websites out there. I know a lot of you can say, well, I don't like that website, or the numbers aren't right, or there's no deals there. And I always say, whatever you think, you're right. So I go and I like talking to wholesalers. Why? They know I'm an investor. They speak the investor language. Yes, some are crazy. Some numbers are wrong. But I find that between 60 and 80% are fairly accurate. And number one, I block 15 minutes. And all I do is look for deals in Tampa. Myhousedeals.com. I've done Flip Nerd. I've done Google wholesalers. I've gone to the real estate group. I've called the real estate group. And I look at their ads, and they'll have a house up, worth after repair value 400. They'll have repairs 30,000, for sale for 30 whatever, and net 80 grand to 15, 18, 22%. Write this down. I don't care about that ad. I don't care about that picture. I don't care about that numbers. You need 3 long-term relationships in real estate. Chad and I have a very long-term relationship, and it's been very good. You need a relationship with sellers. You need a relationship with buyers, and you need a relationship with money. That's it. And we're big believers in relationship first, the deal, money second. So I don't care about that ad. I don't care about that picture. And by the way, when I call, I don't think, I just call. I don't analyze. I don't do research. I call. Real relationship. And I'm going to wind up here real fast. And I call the wholesaler. And I'm very transparent. And there's 2 things that wholesalers hate, because I'm a wholesaler. 1, people that waste their time, and 2, that don't know what they're doing and can't close, and when I don't want them to get paid. So I call the wholesaler, and I'm very high in integrity. And I say, Mr. or Mrs. Wholesaler, if they pick up, I'll say, I'm calling on your deal. 60% of the time, they say that deal's already closed. They sold it last week. It's an old ad. I don't care. Relationship. And I'll say, hey, my name is Robert. Before we get in this deal, do you got a few minutes? How long have you been doing real estate? What do you like to do? What's up? Some will talk, some won't. And then I'll say, how many deals you got a month? Because my team and I can buy 2, 3, or 4. We like to rent, and sometimes we like to rehab. Now, sometimes I'll re-wholesale, but I'm not going to tell them that, because they don't care as long as I close. And I'll say, my associates and I. And then they'll usually give me a deal or 2. And then I'll ask them for references, because I've done deals in Tampa, but I'll say, hey, who's a good attorney that works with investors? Hey, I've got hard money that we loan out. Do you have any, do you need any hard money? No, but I've got hard money. So there, within one call, I'm building my team. I'm getting a great attorney. I'm getting some deals, and they got a buyer's list. And then they give me the numbers. A lot of them will not give you inspection periods. So I got to have my contractor relationship already built, and got to have them run over, verify the numbers. Sometimes they're accurate. Sometimes they're not. I tell them I'm not going to waste their time, and I'm going to close quick if it's a good deal, which is true. I got my money partners lined up, or my hard money, And I tell them I want them to get paid. So I usually ask them, what do you have it under contract for? And most of them will tell me, I got under contract 220 on these deals. I like to make 20 grand. That's 240. And I'll say, well, I'm going to make 80. If I rehab it and exit if I rent it. And then I'll say, and I'm almost done here, hey, do you have any room on that price? I only ask once. With the wholesalers, I don't beat them up, because you can beat them down 2 or 3 or 4 grand. But the next week, when they have that deal where you make 150 grand or rent and make great cash flow, they're not calling you. I say, I want you to get paid. I want you to make money. I'm in this for 10 years. I'm in this for 15 years. My team and I want to close a lot of deals with you. And that's all true. You got to back it up. No fluff. And a lot of times they have deals. Sometimes they just send them to me, email. Sometimes they're tough to deal with. Sometimes they're easy. Sometimes their numbers are right or wrong. I don't care, because we focus on the process. Second thing, I will call 50 for rent ads. And in our speech, I'll ask them, and our little script that we have. And Chad's a big believer in scripts and checklists and flow charts. He makes things really, really easy for people, beginner and advanced. And I'll say, hey, I'm calling on your house for rent for $1,200 in Tampa, or $1,500 or $5,000. And they'll go, you want to rent it? I'm like, nope. And they'll go, what? I'm an investor. Are you a property manager, owner? I'm looking for somebody who wants to sell properties. You know anybody who wants to sell? And all the landlords, Chad, you've heard this. They go, no, man, I would never sell. Man, I love my rental property. And then I go, well, would you think about selling? No, but Chad, what would you offer? You ever had that happen where they say, I will never sell? And then 3 sentences later, they're going, well, what we offer, because 80% don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to manage the property. They're tired of it. And get out of your head. If it's for rent, the place is empty. They're not getting rent, and they probably had to spend $1,000 to $5,000 to turn it, and they're sick of it. So I want to ask all of you, how many of you called 50 to 100 for rent ads the last 3 weeks? My team has. We'll call property managers. One of our head Israeli mentors, who's closing lots of deals right now, like most of our folks, is calling 10, 15 property managers a week. I do the same for small apartment buildings, duplexes, houses, and the worse the manager, the better the deal. And here's another little secret, then we're going to Chad. Remember, how to find these deals today, HOTS market. We're throwing the golden nuggets out to you. You got to use them. You got to do it. It's too simple. I'm sorry. Here's another big one. Chad, personal story. You know, I had to get a new house in Medellin, Colombia. By the way, this system works in every state. We got students in Nome, Alaska, North Pole, Alaska. We got students in California, Arizona, Canada, US. It works everywhere. Not sure about North Korea. I've done deals in Costa Rica, Panama, Mexico, Nicaragua, Argentina, Israel, France, Russia, Puerto Rico. I'm doing a deal right now. It's the same system. Colombia. I like to live in a big, nice house. I like to sometimes Airbnb when I'm not there, so I live for free. Think about this. You can do it in Florida too. You can do it in Phoenix. We do Airbnb. We do tiny homes. We do new construction. And so I didn't want to go the realtor route, because in Colombia, South America, you don't have to have a license. Everyone's a realtor. They all add in commissions. It's nuts. There's no MLS down there. There's some websites, like we do Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. So my associate, Mia, who's a genius in real estate, I said, what's your favorite way to find deals? She goes, let's get in the car and I'll show you. And I went, okay, what are we going to do? She goes, we're going to drive around for 2 hours, set a time goal and a time and a goal. I'm almost done here. She goes, we're going to go talk to every doorman and home, what do you call those home neighborhoods where they have a gate, right? Nice condo buildings, beautiful neighborhoods. I'm talking about the best. And she goes, we're going to talk to the doorman. And I go, why are we going to talk to them? We're going to ask them for someone who wants to rent or sell. And I go, well, Mia, all they're going to do is give us the realtor. You know, they have those cards and signs. She goes, no, we're not talking to realtors. And we love realtors. She goes, we're going to find there's someone direct. And we went to like 10 housing developments, 5 big condo buildings, very exclusive. She went to the doorman and said, listen, is anyone here want to rent or sell? They go, yeah, this guy's got a realtor. She goes, we're not talking to realtors, someone who doesn't have a realtor. They go, well, no. She goes, think about it. Then they go, oh, yeah, Mr. Juarez, Ms. Smith, they want to sell. And they told me, or I heard about it. Give me their number. And if we close, we'll pay you. We got 5 deals in 2 days in a hot market where people are paying top dollar. And one didn't close, had some title problems. One seller changed their mind. And I did close on one 40% below market. Chad, you've seen the pictures. It's 15,000 square feet. It's insane. It's a woman whose husband was killed. It was not public, was not advertised, and we went direct. How? Talking to people. So if you got any questions, you can put them in the chat. Chad, if you want to show us 1 or 2 deals step by step so we can copy and paste, how are you finding some deals in today's hot market? I know you got too many ways. I know you got too many high-tech ways. You got to give us one, and you got to walk us through it. You're the best.
I'll pick one that works really well.
I know it's hard for you. I know it's tough. I see it.
Well,
I see the pain in your face because you want to teach everybody 42 ways to do it. Well, let's focus on that.
Let's just start out with an easy one. A lot of people don't talk about it, but like Angie's List or Thumbtack. That's a way you're never going to hear from anyone else.
Wait a minute. Slow down, Chad. Thumbtack. I've never even heard of it. What is it?
Yeah. And so,
but by the way, I've been with Chad. I talk to him 5 times a day. I'm on all his most of his webinars. We work together. He's my head coach in Project X. And every time I talk to him, I learn another way to find deals. Handicapped housing. Now we're doing Thumbtack. Okay, what's Thumbtack? Slow down.
Same as Angie's List. It's a way to find handyman, small-time contractors, and workers for your properties. Now, that's the little bit more of the tech-savvy ones that obviously know how to promote and advertise their businesses, but they like to pick up work, a lot of small-end jobs. And the reason why I like those is because those guys are doing the little small-end piecework that people aren't handling the big projects. So it's new first-time mom-and-pop rehabbers are using a lot of people off Thumbtack and Angie's List and trying to find someone to connect with. And that is one of the best ones there where you can, actually see when they come over and when you're talking to them, your database is right there. Like that is your, feet on the ground. That is people that can do some research. They've been working on other properties for you. They know other people that are cutting budgets. They're trying to cut corners, do things very inexpensively, or they've gotten it over their head on properties. You will get several leads a month, and they're going to be more qualified than 20 or 30 of randomly qualified, because it's the type of people that are going. It's like finding a contractor on Craigslist, right? It's just you're getting a little bit better qualified person, but you're also getting someone that's actually been paid for doing work, someone that knows other people that need the type of help. So what you're going to be, running into. So if you haven't ever used that before, Angie's List and Thumbtack would be great ways for you to find the handyman.
So Chad, I think contractors are a great way to find
huge.
They're working with investors or with homeowners. So walk a beginner through someone saying, okay, I get on Thumbtack or Angie's List, or I meet a contractor, I'm calling them. What do I say? And you're great at this. Walk us through, what do you say to them to get them to work for you and find you some deals?
Well, what the easiest thing is I put a help wanted ad out first. I always run my ad just like for buyers and sellers. I'm always putting a help wanted ad out for properties for myself. It doesn't matter if I'm a wholesaling or, remodeling, the Empire State Building. I'm always going to have an ad out there for help wanted. And the individuals that know how to work, that do work with, want to work with me and are searching for it. That's part of my interview process. So what have you been doing? Okay. Who you've been working with any, entry level investors? My very first questions are, are you doing other work for first-time rehabbers and investors? Yeah, I've been helping Mary Smith, or I helped John, Smith down the road. He was working on this one property. Yep, there you go. So they're going to say, yep, I was working with, they're doing a roof. We put a roof on the house. Oh, okay, great. You didn't do anything else? Well, no, they didn't need me help, all my help for, doing the sheetrock and stuff. Oh, so you do sheetrock as well? Have you done sheetrock for? Yeah, I did sheetrock for over the Johnsons. Okay, great. So you start to see what they've been doing and how they've been putting things together. Well, I have several properties I'm working on. What about any that any of these rehabbers kind of running out of money right now? That is my number one question, is they tell me who's running out of money, who can't keep them working long enough on a job. And those are the individuals that become a great lead, because I start to research the property. I'll look and see how long they've had that property, what the deed date was, or when they took over. And if it's been over a 6-month period of time and they haven't got it done yet, it's a green light for me to move in. So there you go. Hope you guys followed that.
Well, wait a minute, Chad. Hold on. Hold it.
Nope, can't tell you anymore. That's like I've given too much. Nope, no more. Can't do it.
We never can give too much. So check this out, Chad. Some students of mine and friends of mine just got, and I'm involved with them. I'm involved deeply with them, helping them step by step. They're great people. They've been with us many years. They got 540 properties from some investors who ran out of money. It's a group from California. And this for you folks, these are not stories. These are not, hey, this is how great Chad and Robert, this is what you can do right now, today, tomorrow. They called, and it's in my book. It's in your book too, Chad. It's in our course. They called 15, 20 hard